Crazy God story. Years ago, my friend Brandon McNace landed his dream job working in finance in a position that was guaranteed to end up making him over 7 figures a year. One day, God told him, "This is your dream for your life. It's not my dream for your life." So with the blessing of his wife, he quit his job. He ended up becoming a traveling preacher and eventually got invited to be one of a group of preachers that were speaking at an event in South America. His first night there, he didn't get to preach and nobody knew who he was. At the end of the event, he was standing off by himself and a woman came up to him and said, "Are you Brandon?" He was like, "Yeah, I am. How did you know?" She said, "I live several towns over. I'm not here for this event. God showed me you in a vision and told me to come tell you 3 things. First, you're too worried about money." And he was. The second is that you don't spend enough time with him. And Brandon thought, "Well, I write sermons for a living." As soon as he said that, she said, "I know you write sermons for a living, but that's for other people." Third, God is sending you to a dangerous part of the world to free his people. Then she described in detail his office back in the United States. The next night, the exact same thing happened with another woman. Several months later, he ended up in Pakistan and found that there are millions of people living in slavery in conditions that are comparable to what slaves in the southern U.S. lived in before the Civil War. The difference is that in Pakistan, there are no slavers catching people and forcing them into slavery. The way you become a slave there is by inheriting ancestral debt when you're born. Brandon found out the average debt of a slave is $250. If anybody pays it, that slave is set free and they are not replaced. In 2022, he started an organization. Here's their website. They have freed over 6,000 people and then gone on to help them all build new lives.